So I'm in the middle of my morning run, and it is a perfect time to talk about the eternal life. Now, many religions have postulated this idea of eternal life, and if you do something good, then you would probably have an eternal life. And not many people actually believe in that anymore. We are realistic about how our life starts and ends in this universe, and when we think about eternity, it should be put in the context of modernity. And when you are trying to do that, I think, eternity nowadays is about how to accept the finite existence of ourselves. And, our life starts and then ends. And, we live for several tens of years, and that's all we have. If you're lucky, maybe you will live for 100 years, and if you're not so lucky, maybe your life will be short. But in any case, we have a limited span of time in which we live, and in order to talk about eternity in the modern context, I think it is quite important to regard this finite duration of time as something that would be akin to eternity. What is the epistemological or ontological status of this finite stretch of time? And, if we have somehow ways to kind of reinterpret the finite time segment that our lives occupy, then we can probably transform what we perceive traditionally as finite time of life into something that is more eternal, something more substantial. And maybe it is actually closer to truth, because if you look back on the history of the universe, then obviously the universe started 13.7 billion years ago, and we are now here, but it will probably go on. And if you look at this stretch of time, then if you compress it and regard each time segment as something that is there, maybe there are some ways, still unreached, that would make us regard finite temporal duration as something closer to eternity and closer to truth. And for me, that is the only way of attaining eternity in modern context, if there's any.